Hey Megan, have you read Twitter lately?
No.
Hello everyone, and welcome to The Beat, a new show here on Cat TV where we bring you news and commentary from politics around the world, and right here in the Jersey Pines. We will take a view from the student perspective and hear from newsmakers ranging from school and area municipal officials to United States congressmen. I'm your host, Jordan Hilton, and thank you for joining us. Last week, President Obama gave his 6th State of the Union address in Congress, in the presence of senators, congressmen, and most importantly, the American people. It should also be noted that this was the first time that the White House released a transcript of the address to the general public in advance of the speech itself. Normally, only journalists would be able to receive such a document to allow for immediate reporting on the speech. The speech, slightly over an hour long, explained the president's agenda for the months on upcoming issues ranging from national security to climate change. Early in the speech, he did touch on the economy.
In 2 weeks, I will send this Congress a budget filled with ideas that are practical, not partisan. And in the months ahead, I'll crisscross the country making a case for those ideas. So tonight, I want to focus less on a checklist of proposals and focus more on the values at stake in the choices before us. It begins with our economy.
He noted back to the economic theories of yesteryear, talking about how trickle-down economics, the theory that money from the wealthy upper class eventually distributes down to the middle and lower classes, does not work. Instead suggests the use of middle-class economics, a method that raises the effective tax rates on large corporations and wealthier families in order to lower taxes for the middle class, citing that the idea that this country does best when everyone gets their fair shot, everyone does their fair share, and everyone plays by the same set of rules. On matters of foreign policy and national security, the President made it clear that he hopes to work with Congress on a new bill to allow for military action against ISIS, which has been delayed by a lack of unity in the House and Senate. He stated also that Americans can lead best when we combine military power with strong diplomacy.
First, we stand united with people around the world who've been targeted by terrorists, from a school in Pakistan to the streets of Paris. We will continue to hunt down terrorists and dismantle their networks, and we reserve the right to act unilaterally, as we have done relentlessly since I took office, to take out terrorists who pose a direct threat to us and our allies.
He also later went on to talk about our embargo with Cuba and urged Congress to work to lift it, stating, "When what you're doing doesn't work for 50 years, it's time to try something new," a sentiment that rings true with many Americans. Later, he went on to speak about climate change and the growing fear of a warming planet, citing recent data that 14 of the 15 hottest years on record have fallen in the century. He made an argument that gave a sense of urgency to the issue. He spoke of the agreement we made in Beijing.
In Beijing, we made a historic announcement. The United States will double the pace at which we cut carbon pollution, and China committed for the first time to limiting their emissions. And because the world's 2 largest economies came together, other nations are now stepping up and offering hope that this year the world will finally reach an agreement to protect the one planet we've got.
This was somewhat successful, as the next day both parties passed a floor vote stating that the climate is indeed changing. On the local beat, it's been 2.5 years since Hurricane Sandy passed through the eastern coastline, causing tremendous amounts of damage to houses along the coastline and in low-lying areas. Efforts are still being made to finish getting life back to normal here in New Jersey. In many regions of the state along flood-prone areas, homeowners must raise their homes to meet FEMA standards. If they do not do so, they will be unable to get homeowners insurance. This is where the problem starts. Only 24 contractors have been approved by New Jersey to complete home elevations within the state, out of the 147 contractors that applied for approval before the October 1st deadline last year. While 24 is an improvement over the 10 that had been in place earlier this year, that number is still far too small to manage the thousands of homes that need to be lifted in the state. Many of the 8,800 homes that are being rebuilt under the REM program, that is, Reconstruction, Rehabilitation, Elevation, and Mitigation Act, have to be lifted. And with only 24 contractors currently allowed to perform an elevation within the state, it could be a number of years before all of the homes can be lifted. Within the 2 years since Hurricane Sandy, only a total of 113 homes have been repaired underneath the REM program. The sole reason for this is the inability to elevate homes. For the victims of Hurricane Sandy, let's hope that the issues concerning home elevation can be solved in a timely manner. We will be right back.
Come on, baby, give me a kiss.
No?
Come on, why don't you? Oh, hey, I'm trying to pick up a chick right now. But join us every week for Justin's Journal right here on Cat TV. Come on, baby, give me some shit.
No.
Dang it!
Welcome back. Now we turn to our final segment of the show called My Time, where we offer our take on certain hot topics in the news. The film The Interview, directed by Seth Rogen, has managed to spark a new conflict with North Korea due to its negative portrayal of North Korea's government and its current leader, Kim Jong-un. Sony, a company involved in the filming of The Interview, was hacked in November during an attack that was aided and abetted by the North Korean government. As of January 2nd, President Obama has signed an executive order that has sanctioned many North Korean government officials and frozen their monetary assets. To me, these proceedings and troubles are the fault of poor choices made by Sony in editing the film. Too many politically incorrect statements were put into the movie, attracting the unwanted attention of North Korea in a time when they're on the verge of declaring war with South Korea. The right of free speech ends where others' rights to security begins. Such a provocation as a film detailing a plot to kill a currently reigning dictator is an idea that I would think would not even exist, especially given the current political tension between our nations. In 2011, when a man by the name of Pastor Terry Jones made a film making a satire of the Prophet Muhammad called Innocence of Muslims, in a video later claiming he would burn copies of the Quran in front of his church. These two incidents ended up causing political unrest for months in the Middle East, causing attacks on American soldiers stationed in the area. He was also investigated by the FBI and told that it was in the interest of the nation for him to stop his actions before even more attacks against innocent Americans took place. If the films that this man had made caused such an uproar after their release, why can we not react in a similar way now? The Interview is a film that had consequences due to its release already, with the possibility of even worse problems coming in the future. This isn't a matter of free speech as much as it is an issue of political correctness. When the film The Dictator was released, no negative effects were had, as they changed enough about the dictator character to distance him from any currently reigning leader. They could have done something similar with this film, but instead chose a brutish method that has led to consequences for Sony and the film industry. That's all we have for this installment of The Beat. Catch us again soon, right here on Cat TV. We thank you for joining us.